Welcome to A Mind for Life. We are here on the guitar side today. We are going to be doing an awesome song called Who's That Lady by the Isley Brothers. The lead guitar player, of course, is Ernie Isley, one of my favorite lead guitar players. And we're going to jump right into the song. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than what I've done before. A lot of the solos I've taught here have just been pretty much note for note as I hear them. I'm going to do some note for note stuff in this video for sure, but at the same time, we're going to go behind the scenes a little bit, all right? So it's just not note for note and you can play it note for note and that's it. I want to give you a little bit more, all right? I'm going to give you a little bit more. I want you to check out this diagram. All right, take a screenshot of that and put that on another device so you can look at it as we're doing the lesson. The guitar is a Schecter. This is a Schecter guitar here. It's a Nick Johnston SSS Atomic Coral. I had this guitar modified so it's not a straight up, from the factory type. String Saver saddles, Graph Tech. We've got a Graph Tech string tree right here as well. And this is a Graph Tech nut that came with it. So that helps the tuning stability. The guts on this guitar, the electronics have all been gutted out, taken out, and this is an Emerson kit in here that is a much higher quality, high-end electronics kit in here for the pots, the selector switch, the wires, the output jack, all of that's been gutted out. Noiseless springs on this as well. Inside of here has been shielded like a Faraday cage, so-called Faraday cage. It's shielded in here, okay, with copper. So it helps to reduce noise that's coming into the guitar and pump back out through the chord. All right, so great guitar to get into. All right, let's jump into the solo. So keep in mind, look at that diagram because we're going to explore that diagram, but let's just jump off with a few licks. Let's start off here. You're going to start. See that? That's your first lick. Right? Now what's going on? So he's bending. This is your 12th fret. This is 13. He's bending, if you notice, he's bending from 13 to 15. 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, you see that? You don't do this. That's not what's going on. You got to understand, Ernie Isley styles is, to me, I hear it as a bluesy, loose kind of style. All right? A lot of flow in there. So it's not a rigid style. And so when you come back, you hear that vibrato? It's kind of slow, kind of loose. All right, and let me say this too. It's value in learning the way other guitar players play things, because if you just play it the way you play it, you can get in your own little circle. I like to actually learn, and I recommend learning things the way other people do them, not to copy them. You're going to let it go, but it's going to expand you out. It's going to expand you out as a player. It's going to expand you out. So that is a first lick when they start out. Slowing it down a little bit. Now, let's start. There's a little pickup note there. It does not just start with this. It doesn't start with that. You got to pick up. Now that's the main motive of the song, all right? So of the solo guitar part. So we're right here. This is the 11th fret. He's bending a whole step to the root, which is the C, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So you're going to You see that? Now, I get a little twisted because sometimes I want to do this. But I don't really bend like that with my pinky. So I'd recommend come to the third finger right there. Alright, so this is your 10 on the G. That's your B string. This is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's your 8th fret. My bad. There you go. See, I did it again. So right there, 11th fret, and then you're gonna bend to that, which is a C. All right. Now that bend is, again, keep it as loose as you can. I'm breaking. Bend up, hit that vibrato. Now there's so many little subtle variations in this part. I want to mention that. You hear that? You hear that? That's 3 different ways to play that. Go back and rewind the video. So, see, I bend that up again. Hit that top with the vibrato. And then, now I'm right here, back on this fret, which is the 8th fret on the B string. See, now I'm back here. Now I'm back here with my pinky. This is just my finger. You can choose any finger you want. I'm back here at the 11th fret on the B string with my pinky. Now you come in right there with your index finger. Again, this is the 8th fret. Now you're on the G string. Now right there, this is the 10th fret of the D string. Back here to the G string on the 8th fret. You see that right there? Now I'm here. So practice that a little more right there. That's your 10th fret of the G string. Little pick up again. Now we're still at the top of that sequence of the same riff repeating over and over in the intro. So I'm starting from the beginning of that. See that? We covered this. We sat there. This is a trill between this. You're on the G string, the 8th and the 10th fret. This is the 9th fret. Back across to the 10th fret on the D string. Right there, back to the G string on the 8th fret. So, a little pickup note again, right there. I hit that to put that in that space, and we're back here on the 8th fret of the B string. From the top. In there or there. All right, so rewind that if you need to. You shouldn't need to. You should be able to follow along. Let me do it again. Pick up. from the top. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go right into the background of this, okay? So I gave you the main riff of the song, and what the rest I'm going to give you, you're going to be able to explore this song and find some other things. And we'll talk about some other things he did too, okay? But right now, let's talk about the background, like I said, behind the scenes of it. So that's the most obvious thing that's going on, okay? C minor. We're in the C minor blues pentatonic, and you can look at that diagram to see. I'm not going to go through each finger and each note because you have the diagram, and it would take way too long to go through all of that, all right? So let's look at this from, this is C minor, which is the... okay, that's the relative minor of E flat major. Right? So that is the sixth of that. You see that? So we're in C minor pentatonic blues. Now, I'm going to describe it in turn from the point of view of the majors, all right? From the point of view of major, the E flat major scale in that degree. So if we look at it like this, this is the sixth, which is the C. Now what I just did is the second part on that diagram. Now that's off of the roots, off of the one, off of E flat. See that? That's off of your, that's off of your two. So you've got, you look on the diagram, that's off of your two. Right, that's off of your two. So you have your six right here, which is, you have your one, you have your two, now you're going to have your three. That's off of your three. That pattern is off of your three. And then we've got something right here. This is a B flat. That's your five. Right? B flat is your five. One, two. That's your five, okay? So your patterns, if you want to think of it like this, in the key of this song, Who's That Lady? You're off of your your six, your one, your two, your three, your five, your six. You skip the four and the seven. All right, you skip the four and the seven. So that gives us like a framework. Now, let me say this: if you're here, you're back at your C. Now, if you C is pretty almost in the middle. You see how much space we got up here? So you can actually go backwards. Right? That's off of your fifth of the major, parent major, which is B flat, Right? You see that? Now we skipped the 4. Remember, we had something off the 3. That is off of your 3. And then we can even go back to the 2. Because remember, our 2... Right, remember that 2 right there? Well, we got the same thing up here, but it's a little different. All right, that's it up there, but you're using an open string here. See, this is an open string right there. All right, so that means you can go from your C, you can go this way and play, or you can go this way and play. All right, that's going to give us a lot of background. So let's look at this first note. So where is he at relative to this pattern? Let me say this. These patterns on the paper is not music, all right? So music comes from your soul. Now, the patterns on that paper are just a guide. It's like looking up at the sky and saying, okay, there's Orion's belt, there's the moon, there's Mars over here, etc. All right? So let's be clear about that. These are just guides. So his first note... Where is he at? He's not here. He's not there. So he is in that second pattern range. See? All that's going in between that second and that first pattern. All right? Now, we know where he is right there, right? He's in that first pattern. That's another riff he did. I want to show you that one. That riff right there. You're going from here. Your index finger is right there. This is 3, 5, 7, 8. That's 11. 8, 11 on the beat. Right there. To that note, which I'm playing this note right here, okay, which is the 8th note on the high E string. So you're going, that's another riff he does, and that's in that. That's in that first pattern. Now let's go back to these bends. There's some bends at the end of the solo. And let's look at that. So he... See that? What's going on there? You can mimic that. I can show you mimicking. So... all he's doing is the same bend in the intro. He's bending right here from a whole step bend from this is 12, from 13 to 15. He's bending right there. That's 15, 16, 17, 18. So he's bending from 16 to 18. And then he's bending from 18, 19 to 20. So he's been from 18 to 20. So, but what is behind the scenes on that, like we're talking about? Well, if we look at that, we know this. We know we got this. That we got that off of the 1, which is E flat. So he's bending right here. He's bending to this note. Now, what I'm showing you is in those patterns right now. I'm going to show you a note that's outside of those patterns in a minute. But so what is this? This is in the key of E flat. G is the third. And we do have something off the 3, remember? Right, that's right off of your 3. Right? You have to memorize these patterns, guys, right off the top of your head. This minor blues pentatonic scale is very important for this type of music and many types of music in the West here. All right, so off of that 3, remember what we have. You have to shift out of that 4-finger position when you get to the B string, because the B string is set up a little differently. So you can look at your diagram to see that. So what is he doing again? He's bending to that, the first note of this pattern. Right? Not my bad. Now this, the second bend. This is the first bend. First bend bends to this. This note is not, this is A flat. That's not part of it. That's the 4th degree of the, in the E flat major scale. Is the A flat note. Okay, or G sharp. That's not a part of it. When you're bending up that second note, the point is this. The point is this note. And what is this note? This is B flat. This is the 5th. Remember, I said we have something off of the 5th, like this. Right? So he's doing this. So he's bending up to this note, which is the B flat. That's the 5th from the, looking at it from the major side. But really that's the flat 7th if we're looking at it from the C minor side. Okay? Now you can go, we can look at that in a minute, but then we get this note out of it, right? So we get, he's bending from here, which is your B flat, to this note, which is your root, or in the, from the 6th degree of the minor. This is your C in the minor pentatonic. All right, so he's just bending to that, which is, this is C, and also, see that? That's C too. So that whole thing at the end of the solo, right, now let's do a note that comes outside of this scale. So there is a note he does here. See that? So what is that? Because that's not part of this note, is not part of this. And it's not part of this one. So what is it part of? This note. See a pattern? See a pattern? Not bad. See a pattern there, right? That is that particular note. When you look at your that's your 7th degree of the scale. 7. That creates that, to me, a major 7 sound. That is your natural minor scale, not the minor blues. Those are 2 different scales, but you can think of this note right here, as coming from that natural minor scale if you want to, okay? But that is in his solo, which makes it different. Just adding that note makes a different sound. All right, so I wanted to do something different with this particular video. Instead of just giving you note for note the whole solo, and then you might be in a live situation and you don't know where to go. Those patterns are not music, but they do give you like a starting point for where to go in. And you can see a lot of his, like for example, here's a riff that he does. All that's based on that one pattern, all that's based upon that, all right? It's still based upon that one pattern, and that's something he plays in the song. All right, so take this song, Who's That Lady, and just go through the song and play the riffs I showed you, but at the same time use the patterns I showed you to expand your playing out, because there's so much solo guitar in this song. You can learn a lot, and you can even get yourself a track with the guitar taken out and just experiment. That's the best way to go about this. Also, solo as much as possible against the original track so you get the feel. Some of the karaoke tracks, they are good, and some of them don't have the feel of the record. So I would recommend as much as possible to get the lead guitar taken out of the original track. All right, okay, so that's it for this one. Go back and rewind the video. This is a deep study, but a great solo. Thanks for coming to A Mindful Life. Peace out.